Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Since the new patch dropped this week, the arena has been a center focus of conversation in the in-game inbox, behind the scenes, etc. And with, good reason. Really good reason, in fact. Essentially, what has happened is twofold. The most important and obvious is that we have a bug that has affected me as well. I tried to delay as long as possible downloading the patch. I did not download it on Monday. But I have my app settings, I guess, set to update while I sleep. And so I woke up to the news that the new patch had been updated, which I normally would be fine with, But immediately I jumped into the arena, saw this, and now I'm going to have to go to the top left and quit out of the arena because it's bugged, and that's unfortunate, but I'm waiting for hero use to kick in anyway so that I can get these super exciting 6-star and of course here 7-star points. And we are still, at the time of recording this, in event quest completion mode. But that is not the only newsworthy arena issue to report on today. No. In fact, it is worth noting that several people, including some even on Twitter, hit me up with a request to talk about this. And so I have indeed met that request with this video. And Average Gaming says, "Hey, Prof. Hoff's Puns," which, by the way, my Twitter handle is Prof. Hoff's Puns. It is really a real account. I had this long before I had an MCOC channel. I've had this Twitter account for 10 years. But his exact thing was, looks like the basic arena is changing in terms of matchups. So this has been a gradual process, but I really do think anytime there's a huge whale holiday, that accelerates it because more people move up their best champions. We have more rank 5 6-stars and rank 2 7-stars than we ever have in the game. So obviously this is not a traditional death match. You do not have a 7 or 8,000 overall rated champion going up against a 28,000 overall rated champion. So this is still fine. And I'm sure Macau 39, I'm sure they probably took care of this, if not winning 2 out of 3, maybe 3 out of 3. But what this shows you is that these matchups are more likely to trigger with 5-stars. I now have a ton of rank 5 5-stars, probably 80 plus. I only feel comfortable using them in the crazy outdated every 2 days special arenas because you aren't allowed to use anything above a 5-star in those. 6-stars are out, and obviously 7-stars are out. And so you don't run into these kind of matchups there because the best you can do is fight rank 5 5-stars. And if they have a PI that's higher than yours in a matchup there, which almost never happens, but let's say it does with rank 5s, that's probably because they have full recoil masteries on. And you can pretty easily, hopefully, if the AI is going to be somewhat aggressive, just bait their specials and have them be knocked out that way. I know sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but it's a pretty surefire way. It's the reason why alliances typically don't like you to use full recoil masteries on something like Alliance War, which those ouchies really get you into trouble when it's easier to knock out your defender. There are exceptions to this. I remember the full recoil mastery used years ago on a really huge noted up Iceman mini boss, and if you don't have somebody that's cold snap immune, you're going to be taking a significant amount of damage before you get him down. And if you make any mistakes, obviously you're just going to go down. And what sucked about those fights is usually I'd bring in champions that were around half full health, and so you had a decision to make. Do you pump in potions to that champion to get them to one-shot Iceman, or do you risk having your health be low enough to knock you out? Those are the kind of decisions that I don't miss at all and will never go back to the, Alliance War again, except in the off-season when I can get some cheap loyalty for basically just placing defenders and not even going in for attack. Fun facts. Well, I would not feel comfortable doing this. Now, with that being said, I used a few yesterday, and some matchups were normal, and some were like this. I still think the best strategy when you get to a certain amount of 6 stars, especially high-rated 6 stars and 7 stars, is to just use 6 stars and 7 stars. It's easier said than done. It's much easier for me to sound like some pompous whale because my roster, with how much I grind the arena and how much I spend on the game a year, is much bigger than most. And yet, that's the ultimate goal, to avoid this situation. So that is that's the news for today. And as always, I appreciate you clicking on this video and supporting my Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel.